Hello, how you guys doing? Well, it's morning here. Probably about to go in the afternoon here. Probably most likely morning. Hope you're having a good day, good evening, or whenever you're seeing this video, anywhere in the part of the country or the world or what have you. Well, I got something for the ladies of the United States of America. I'm gonna show you what your sister women in China is going through right now, as far as the dating market. And this is going to be you, and you keep your mind set up.
我感觉好崩溃啊 I feel so overwhelmed. It feels like all the bad things are happening at once over the past couple of days. I really wish I had someone to share the burden with, but I feel like I may never find a partner in this lifetime. I feel so helpless. Right now, it's not just about having someone who wants me. I feel like my existence in this world is kind of redundant. I'm already 36 years old and have no value in the dating market, no reproductive value either. My emotions are unstable, my personality isn't great, and I don't have much money, so I can't provide economic value or emotional value, and not even appearance value. It's only natural that people would reject me, but how am I supposed to keep going? The 36-year-old woman, Mi Li, holds a master's degree from a prestigious university. She often refers to herself as a high-quality older single woman and frequently shares on social media the many difficulties she encounters while seeking a partner. She also discusses her feelings of loneliness and the pressure from family and friends to get married. On June 17th, she broke down in tears, regretting that she missed the prime time for marriage due to her focus on her career. Now, being single, she feels an overwhelming sense of anxiety. Mi Li's tears convey a clear message to all young women: do not miss the best time to get married. She reminds them that marriage is not only an emotional support, but also a guarantee and foundation for life, urging them not to repeat her mistakes. In her video, Mi Li regretfully stated, "I used to give myself many excuses, thinking that marriage was not important and that career was the most important thing, but now it seems that these were just excuses I made to deceive myself." Mi Li's video resonated with many users on social media, inspiring many to reflect on themselves. In the comment section, some people said, "When you're young, you always think there's plenty of time, but in an instant, you become an older single woman." Others remarked, "I hope this reminds women chasing their careers that marriage is not a constraint, but true freedom." Some others comforted her, commenting, "It's okay if you can't find someone. Make peace with yourself and stop forcing yourself to look." Emotional counselor Wang Lingguo posted a video on Douyin on July 19th sharing,
"If you're getting older and still single, you actually don't have to feel too bad about it. Who says getting married will definitely make you feel happy? Maybe staying single at this age is just saving you from suffering, so try to be more optimistic."
Mi Li's situation prompts people to ponder whether women's pursuit of a career has surpassed their desire for a happy life. In society, many people are so immersed in competition that they neglect the warmth of family and love. This also leads people to reevaluate the importance and significance of marriage. While a career is important, a healthy family and happy marriage are also worth striving for. Nowadays,
We get it. Things are more expensive than ever.
Nowadays, more and more older single women are openly seeking marriage on social media. On July 19th, a 36-year-old single woman, Miss Zhou, posted a video on Douyin.
感谢德爸爸把我这条推荐给全国的单身人士。
Thank you, Douyin, for recommending my video to single people all over the country. Many people have commented, saying I'm brave to come to this platform alone to find a partner, facing all the doubts, confusion, and ridicule. It's not about being brave, it's about being responsible for myself. Don't believe sayings like, if you build it, they will come. I know too many excellent women who are still single despite their age. I don't want to be an internet celebrity, but if exposure brings me more visibility and helps me find a partner faster, it's a blessing. So we all need to be a little braver. Happiness is something you have to seize, fight for, and strive for.
来到著名的皇家公园相亲角来碰碰运气。
Today, I came to the famous Shanghai Royal Park matchmaking corner to try my luck. It's 9 a.m. and there are so many people here. It's really hot and I see parents who are incredibly worried about finding partners for their children. Today, I feel there are many excellent girls here, many with PhDs who studied abroad. I feel like I'm out of luck. If such excellent people can't find someone, it's even harder for an ordinary person like me. This 36-year-old intelligent beauty, Miss Zhou, is 1.75 meters tall. She's publicly seeking marriage on social media, challenging herself to find a partner in 100 days and to get married in 200 days. She hopes to find a compatible partner who shares her pursuit of a spiritual life, but reality leaves her feeling helpless. Since June 1st, when she first posted her video, over 50 days have passed, and she has posted more than 40 episodes, yet she has not found a suitable man. Will Miss Zhou succeed? Another 36-year-old single woman, Xiao Han, is also publicly seeking marriage on Douyin. But her criteria might make potential partners shy away.
我的择偶要求就4点，第一点是
I only have 4 requirements for a partner. First, you must settle down in the Zhejiang, Shanghai area. I don't accept long-distance relationships. I'm in Suzhou, and it's okay if you settle down nearby. If you're from another place, you need to buy a house and settle here. Second, you must be good-looking, pleasing to the eye, and no shorter than 1.7 meters. Third, you need a stable income, with an annual salary of no less than 300,000 yuan before or after taxes, which proves your ability to earn a living. Fourth, we need a betrothal gift for marriage, but I'll match whatever you give as a dowry. Can you meet these 4 requirements? Xiao Han's criteria for choosing a partner have inspired reflection on social media. Her views reflect those of many older single women. As they age, gain experience, and succeed in their careers, their requirements for a partner become higher. A counselor at a marriage agency believes that the difficulty older single women face in getting married is because they view themselves as luxury goods, sticking by their standards indefinitely.
任何一个大龄女生被剩下，都是因为性价比太低。
Any older single woman who remains single has a low cost-to-performance ratio, according to a male member who recently broke up with his girlfriend. He said that older single women who consider themselves high quality, regardless of how beautiful, educated, or free they appear, have unrealistic expectations if they're still single. Those wanting to marry don't want to marry them, and those wanting to marry them aren't good enough in their eyes. It's all about having too high expectations when it comes to marriage. I said to him, women who are beautiful, highly educated, and earn incomes should have advantages, right? He sighed and said, she's beautiful, but so are 20-year-olds with lower demands. She graduated from a top university, but there are plenty of such graduates in big cities. She earns 20,000 yuan a month, but she doesn't share it with me and instead uses it as leverage to demand more money from me. It would be better if she earned nothing. She promises to have a child in 5 years and raise it well, but who can know if she can even have a child in 5 years? Young women are beautiful too, and they can raise children without being so materialistic. He also said that men in the age for marriage should avoid women over 35, as luxury items are rarely bought. Besides, many women think they're luxury items when they aren't, which is the real issue. With a growing number of older single women, parents are often the most anxious. They push for marriage because they hope their children will settle down early and have a companion to care for them. Parents think that marrying someone with decent qualities is enough. Love is too fleeting. As long as the person has no bad habits and is reliable, that's sufficient. However, for educated women, marriage cannot just be settled for, and their unwillingness to settle gradually turns them into older single women. Their view of marriage differs significantly from the previous generation, with the biggest change being their increased independence and emphasis on spiritual needs. In the matchmaking group for those aged 25 to 40 in China, women far outnumber men. This seemingly counterintuitive outcome is hard to believe, but after verifying through multiple online channels, the data on the male-to-female ratio in matchmaking across major cities is approximately 1 to 9. At the Wangsong Academy Matchmaking Corner in Hangzhou, a mother forcibly dragged her 35-year-old daughter to a matchmaking event. The daughter reluctantly said, "I don't want to go." The mother ignored her, dragging her to an older man who was looking for a partner for his son. Upon hearing that the man was born in 1979, 13 years older than her, had a house but no car, and was a local from Hangzhou, the daughter's face showed disinterest. This Anhui woman continued to visit the matchmaking corner several more times, hoping to find a suitable partner. It's Saturday again, and I'm at the Wangsong Academy Matchmaking Corner in Hangzhou. It's crowded with people seeking love, some for their children, others for themselves. I found a place to stand and waited for my fate to come. People come and go, and occasionally older men and women come up to talk to me.
嗨，大家好。
Hi everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm from Luan, Anhui, born in 1989, the year of the snake, and still single. I'm looking for someone to spend the rest of my life with. Although I'm already 35, I still have a girlish heart and yearn for beautiful love.
When you signed up for pet insurance, you didn't sign up for...
Now, now, let's go on to what's going on recently with the women here.
mistreated and called all sorts of names, forcing them to leave in shame. Because of this, more men have decided to stay away from women altogether. With women no longer getting the male attention they think they deserve, they're getting furious and feel like leftover food waiting to be discarded.
I don't know. Because the dating pool is not even a pool. It's not even a puddle. It's like a raindrop. The dating apps are the absolute worst because I go on them and there's no normal people. Zero. Like, bring back normal people.
Here's a prime example of why modern dating is such a dumpster fire. This woman is whining about the dating pool being a raindrop. But has she looked in the mirror lately? She's got more red flags than a communist parade. She's complaining about dating apps. Newsflash, princess. Those apps are a reflection of you and the people you're swiping on. If you're not seeing any normal people, maybe it's time to check your own standards and profile.
It's either that, or people have the personality of a brick wall. It's literally talking to cement. It's so, like, no personality, no brain cells, no thoughts, no charisma, nothing.
She's got the audacity to say people have no personality or are talking to cement. Well, honey, did it ever occur to you that maybe you're the boring one? Men these days have to walk on eggshells to avoid offending delicate flowers like her, so no wonder they come across as bland.
Or they're just, like, super misogynistic. And, like, they love Andrew Tate. And they have, like, no thoughts of their own. Or they say that they're not political, which is also, like, I don't know about that one, especially, like, given the times. And yeah, it's just, they're broken. And the dating pool's broken. It's actually, I think, it's like a public health crisis at this point. It's an epidemic. So anyways, this is my little rant about the dating pool.
And then she drops the real bombshell, complaining about guys who love Andrew Tate or aren't political enough for her. Classic. She wants a man who's opinionated, but only if those opinions align perfectly with hers. The cherry on top is her playing the race card at the end. Especially as a brown girl. Give me a break. She's using her race as a crutch to explain away her failure in the dating market. Here's a thought. Maybe it's not your skin color, but your nasty attitude that's turning men off.
A third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking, we like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done.
It's funny how so many women are shocked that men are checking out of the dating scene. A third of young men aren't looking for partners. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because they're tired of dealing with entitled princesses. This woman asks men to explain why they're done. Well, let me break it down for you. Men are tired of jumping through hoops, being treated like walking wallets, and having to conform to impossible standards set by social media and feminist propaganda. They're realizing that the peace and freedom of being single far outweigh the drama and potential financial ruin of getting involved with modern women. Why risk half your assets and years of child support payments for someone who'll probably get bored and divorce you anyway? The fact that she's asking this question shows how out of touch women are with men's experiences. They've spent so long believing that men should be grateful for any female attention that they can't fathom why guys would choose to opt out. Here's a wake-up call, ladies. Men have options too. They're choosing peace, financial security, and personal growth over the minefield of modern relationships. And can you blame them? When the reward for being a good man is often ingratitude, false accusations, and divorce court, staying single starts to look pretty damn appealing.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
This chick really thinks that just because she dolled herself up, men should be lining up to make her their girlfriend. Newsflash. Looks aren't everything, and based on this video, your personality is probably repelling men faster than bug spray.
Exactly.
She's basically saying, look how hot I am, why am I single? Well, here's a thought. Maybe because you're the type of person who posts vapid, self-absorbed videos fishing for compliments online. Men want more than just a pretty face. They want someone with substance.
Right.
Someone who brings value to their life beyond just being eye candy.
Exactly.
This "why don't men want me" attitude reeks of entitlement.
Yes.
She seems to think that putting on makeup and a cute outfit means she deserves a relationship. Sorry, honey, but that's not how it works.
Right.
Relationships take more than just looking good. They require personality, compatibility, and effort. All things that seem to be lacking here.
As a late 20s, going into my 30s, single girly, I'm fucking struggling. I am battling between, yes, girl, you're so super independent, like, go off. Yeah, I have your high standards. And then I'm struggling between, like, I need a man. I need a man. Not just any man. A good man.
This woman is struggling between being an independent girly and desperately wanting a man. Talk about mixed signals. She's battling between having high
Look at the
standards
signs,
and
guys.
needing a man.
Pay attention
Well,
to the
sweetie,
signs.
those high standards are probably why you're single. Let me guess. You want a 6-foot-tall CEO with a six-pack who's also sensitive, loves puppies, and wants to cater to your every whim? Good luck with that.
Because dating apps ain't it. They ain't it. And whenever a man flirts with me, I pull this. They say they flirt, and I'm like, anyway, yeah, so I don't know.
Her complaint about dating apps, ain't it, is rich. Of course, they're not working for you. You've probably swiped left on every decent guy because he didn't meet your ridiculous checklist. And when a man does flirt with her, she shuts it down.
But it's getting really hot out here in Arizona, and people are by the pool, couples are by the pool, and they're like flirting and hanging all over each other, and it's kind of hot. And I just think back to that feeling, and that feeling is kind of unmatched. Not gonna lie. When you have a good connection and you're like, oh yeah, water, pool, hot, sun, tan, abs. This is for all of the single ladies that are struggling between staying strong, being independent, and then also just wanting it. I'm struggling.
The most telling part is when she talks about couples by the pool and how she misses that feeling. This right here is the problem. She doesn't want a relationship. She wants the idea of a relationship. She's chasing a feeling, not building a genuine connection with another human being. And then she has the audacity to ask if she should lower her standards or just use what's on her nightstand. Charming. This is the mentality that's poisoning the dating pool. Women want men to be perfect gentlemen, providers, and mind readers, but they're not willing to bring anything to the table themselves besides unrealistic expectations and emotional baggage. To the men out there, stay strong, brothers. Don't let videos like these make you think there's something wrong with you for being single.
Right.
Quality women are out there, but they're not the ones posting self-pitying rants on TikTok. Focus on yourselves, your goals, and your happiness. The right person will come along when you're not desperately searching for them.
My fellow single girlies, where are you guys meeting people? I go to the grocery store, I go to the hardware store, I go to the mall, I'm out with my kid, I'm out with my friends, I go to sports games, I go to concerts. Like, I'm always out. And I'm working on being more approachable because I'm, like, in my bubble. And I prefaced this as a video for the girls, so if you're a guy and you're got your little thumbs ready on the keyboard, don't come for me, don't be a troll. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. Say you're meeting them, like, on TikTok, or, like, on Instagram. People are sliding into your DMs. Are you not terrified? I'm terrified.
Here is another woman whining about not being able to meet men while simultaneously throwing up every red flag in the book. She claims she's always out. At the grocery store, hardware store, ball games, concerts. But men aren't there to be your personal dating service. They're living their lives, not waiting around to entertain you. And if you're not meeting anyone, maybe it's time to look in the mirror. Are you approachable, or do you have that classic resting face that screams, "Don't talk to me"? Then she dares to ask if women are meeting men on social media. But oh no, she's too terrified for that.
Do you know how many times I have had what appears to be a really nice guy talking to me, and he proposes a first date as a hike in a forest where there is no people or cell service, and like trying to be a gentleman and saying like, "You're gonna pick me up"? No, you're not. No, you're not, because then I have to give you my address and then you know where I live. I will meet you somewhere neutral. Probably paranoid, but I just feel like there's a different mentality as a woman.
Give me a break. This is the same woman who probably complains that men don't make an effort anymore. Well, you can't have it both ways. You want men to approach you, but you're scared of anyone who actually does. Her paranoia about men suggesting hikes or picking her up is just sad. Yes, there are creeps out there, but if you're this terrified of every man, maybe you should just stay single. Men are tired of being treated like potential criminals just for showing interest.
So something you need to understand is that if I am like in a grocery store walking down the street or something and I see you and I think you're cute, like I'm not gonna like smile and then like look away. I'm gonna like glare at you, and that's not intentional. It's me like trying to show you I like you.
What the fuck?
At least she admits to glaring at guys she finds attractive and being rude if they approach her.
Right.
And she thinks this is cute or quirky. This is psycho behavior, plain and simple.
Yeah.
She's basically saying, I'm gonna treat you like garbage, but that means I like you. What kind of twisted logic is that? This is the kind of toxic game playing that's poisoning the dating pool. Men are expected to be mind readers, deciphering whether a death glare means I hate you or I want to jump your bones.
And even if you were to come up and talk to me after that, like I would be really rude, but then once you leave, get so excited. But that's just my way of like interacting. So yeah.
And the kicker is, she gets so excited after the guy leaves, so she can't even muster basic human decency at the moment, but expects men to somehow know that her rudeness is actually showing interest. This is why men are done, ladies. They're tired of these childish games.
Right.
Men, don't waste your time on women who play these kinds of games.
Right.
You deserve someone who can express interest without resorting to middle school tactics.
Exactly.
And if a woman is genuinely rude to you,
right,
take her at face value and move on.
Exactly.
You're not missing out on anything worthwhile. This is why dating in 2024 is such a mess. You've got women who are simultaneously desperate for attention and terrified of it, playing mind games and then wondering why they're single. Well, ladies, the answer is staring you in the face every time you look in the mirror. Fix yourselves before demanding that men cater to your neuroses and mixed signals. Until then, enjoy your cats and your unrealistic romance novels. The rest of us will be over here in the real world, building genuine connections based on mutual respect and clear communication.
All my friends say it that guys just don't approach anymore. Like in the past, maybe a guy would approach and come up to them, ask for the number. Once in a while it happens for me, but of course like not as much as previously. And obviously, a guy can literally open up his Instagram app, search up girls in the city that he's in, go like a bunch of their photos on each of their pages. So you go on like 20 really pretty girls' pages, and then eventually one might follow back or like some photos back. And that is a hell of a lot easier for a guy and way less amount of rejection than to go up to a girl on the street.
This woman starts off by whining about how guys just don't approach anymore. Well, now you know. After years of being told they're creeps for daring to talk to women in public, men have finally gotten the message. You can thank your feminist sisters for that one. She then goes on to compare the ease of sliding into DMs versus approaching in person. Yeah, of course, it's easier to like a few photos than risk public rejection and possibly being labeled a harasser. When you've created a culture where men are one false accusation away from having their lives ruined, what do you expect?
But if a guy is coming up to you on the street, and even if you're not interested in him, thank him and be kind, because it does take a lot of nerve to go up to someone and do that. And I do believe that real men still approach.
But here's where it gets rich. She says if a guy does approach you in public, even if you're not interested, you should thank him and be kind. Oh, how generous of you. After years of treating men like potential predators for daring to say hello, now you want to throw them a bone? Too little, too late, princess. And then she drops this gem. I do believe that real men still approach. There it is, guys. The classic shaming tactic.
The best way to handle $10, $20, or $30,000 or more in credit card debt is not with minimum payments that could take decades.
这现在抚养但凡有点良心的单位啊，都不太愿意接受35岁以上的大龄单身女性了。
Nowadays in Fuyang, many reputable matchmaking agencies are reluctant to accept single women over the age of 35. This is because everyone hopes to have a few years of peaceful life without deceiving each other. Recently, when I talked to some older single women, I felt particularly emotional. I often get so angry. For example, a 36-year-old woman came to see me a while ago. She is not tall, about 1 meter 6, with a bachelor's degree, earning 200,000 yuan a year, which is quite capable. However, when I heard her age, I hesitated. But she kept emphasizing that she didn't have high requirements for men and was eager to find a partner, even saying that she had fallen out with her family over this issue, as they had been urging her to get married for years. Seeing her so anxious and positive, I softened and decided to help her as a good deed. At that time, I introduced her to a man with good conditions, about 1 meter 78 tall, with a bachelor's degree and an annual salary of 150,000 yuan. This guy is considered a good catch in Fuyang. When arranging a meeting, the man asked her where she wanted to meet and when she was available. She said anywhere and any time was fine. The man then set a mutually agreeable place and time, with a quiet environment. Unexpectedly, after receiving the information, the woman said that place was inconvenient for her as it was far from home, and she felt the man was not considerate enough. Regarding the time, she said she had yoga practice at that time and suggested the man change the time. The man agreed and asked her to choose the time and place. She replied, asking the man to decide. The man then suggested Saturday evening and even offered to pick her up. She then said she had plans to go shopping and watch a movie with her best friend that day. This left the man speechless, feeling that the woman was inconsistent. Finally, the woman came to complain to me, saying that the man I introduced to her was not sincere and not genuinely looking for a partner. This incident made me realize again that giving up on clients who are single women over the age of 35 is reasonable.
Goodness.
Honestly, reputable agencies are unwilling to take on such clients, even though it could bring in a lot of money, because there are too many problems in serving them, and it's hard to describe.
现在哈，很多婚恋公司其实都拒绝先数对一下婚姻信任。
Now, many matchmaking companies actually reject women over the age of 35. Why? The reality is truly not friendly to them. The fundamental reason they are rejected, I think, is just one thing. Because the men who can meet the requirements of women around 35 or 36 years old can
Sounds
also
familiar,
meet the
guys?
requirements of women around 23 or 24 years old. From my experience, I have come across quite a few similar clients. Most people are actually quite picky about their partners, and they also think they are very excellent. For example, a 34-year-old woman came to me a few days ago and said she wanted to find a man between 33 and 37 years old. Her requirements are relatively not that harsh, so I also asked the company's matchmakers to try to find some men. One male member's reply left a deep impression on me. He said that his last blind date's mother was only 45 years old. This is indeed the case. Including during our offline events, I often feel inferior by the self-introductions of those excellent gentleman clients. You have to believe that men who dare to go on blind dates must have certain conditions, because men know they must meet the current social economic threshold for men before they will proactively
Just like
go on blind
America.
dates. In fact, many times men can rationally analyze their advantages and disadvantages and see clearly what they really want. But on the other hand, it is not just the matchmaking market and reality that are unfriendly to these women. It seems matchmaking companies are even more unfriendly to them. Because these clients, who are not favored by matchmaking companies, often receive special treatment from some agencies. Why? Because some agencies use fake people to fool them. But the cruel reality is that it is very difficult for these women to find suitable men. Even men of the same age no longer consider them. I am really not selling age anxiety, but if you go and see the matchmaking market in Chengdu yourself, you will understand why. As long as a girl has the intention to get married, whether it's dating or matchmaking, I really advise everyone to do it as early as possible. The older you get, the more unfriendly it is to you.
35岁以上的女生想找各方面条件都好的男生，基本上没可能了。
For women over the age of 35, it is almost impossible to find a man who meets all your criteria. I am not attacking you. I just don't want those girls who are 27 or 28 to face the same predicament in the future. Many girls will say that although they are 38 years old, they look like they are 28. This doesn't mean anything. Really, I am also a woman, and I am very clear about the differences in physical functions between someone in their 30s and someone in their 20s. If you can really spend 7 figures annually to maintain yourself like a celebrity, then you wouldn't be arguing with me on the internet. Instead of waiting for someone with good conditions to marry you, it is better to work hard, save money, and make yourself a person with good conditions. I understand girls' concerns. I understand the pressure of life. You don't want to pay a mortgage in the future, and you also want to provide a good living environment for your future children. These are not wrong. The mistake lies in what you were doing earlier. You played around for more than 10 years when you were young, and now you are almost 40 years old, not wanting to bear the responsibilities of marriage and raising children.
That's American women. That's American women right there.
In the past 6 months, I have spent my spare time doing some dating and matchmaking, and I have met more than 1,000 single men in Lebanon. Regardless of their conditions, not a single one of them asked me to introduce them to women over 35.
Ooh.
Especially those men with houses, cars, good education, and jobs. I really feel embarrassed to recommend women over 35 to them. These outstanding men are not looking to downgrade through marriage, and I really cannot change their minds. So, older single women, please stop arguing with me. If you still don't believe my sincere words, it only shows that you have problems yourself.
我是一个特别优质的未婚大龄剩女。
I am a high-quality, unmarried older woman. I don't know why I am still single, but I haven't given up. I hope to promote myself online and find a boyfriend. Here is my situation. I was born in 1989, 165 centimeters tall, 50 kilograms, unmarried, with a bachelor's degree. I am originally from Aba in Sichuan, and I currently live in Chengdu. My father was a civil servant but has passed away, and my mother is retired from a public institution. I work in management at a financial institution with an annual income of 600,000 yuan, and I own 2 properties. I don't smoke, don't drink alcohol, and I can do basic housework. I enjoy classical music, traveling, and keeping pets. I have a somewhat introverted personality. I am extremely serious and responsible about work and have infinite imagination and passion for life. I believe that one should not let themselves down in life. The reason I work so hard is not because I am really short of money, but because I want to realize my life's value. At the same time, I want to meet a man who shares the same frequency, is hardworking and diligent, has similar values, and is willing to appreciate, understand, and tolerate each other. Someone who can share household chores and family responsibilities. I hope he is clean and tidy. He should not be bald, have buck teeth, a big belly, or body odor. He should not smoke. I am not sure how easy this path will be for me, but I am still trying with a hopeful attitude. If I find someone, it will be my fortune and fate. If not, I won't regret it because I have tried my best and made an effort for my happiness. In fact, everyone's life is unknown. We don't know what the future holds, but we live our lives in our own way. Even if I don't find a partner, I will still live well. If I find a suitable partner, that will be even happier. I will use the most sincere...
Now I'm gonna stop right there. Now, let's go to this.
Here are 3 top trends impacting the device ecosystem in higher education. Endpoint
Welcome back, tribe. Have one here from China Observer.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, let's do the American. Let's go back to the Americans.
So I used to work with all men, and people would always be like, oh, you must get hit on all the time if you work with all men. But what I had to explain was that actually in settings where it's like 70% men, 30% women, the women get hit on all the time. But in this case, I was literally the only woman on a 20-person team. And in those cases, the men just act like there are no women there and they ignore you. At least that's what I told myself.
You guys let me know in the comment section below. Do you believe in workplaces where it's like 70% men, 30% women, that women are getting hit on all the time? I don't know what all the time means. I don't know how to quantify that. But if that was the case once upon a time, I would think that that's going down and will continue to go down. Because this lady in her situation is talking about the idea of her being ignored. Like she's not a part of the team. But I think what's more likely is she's just getting treated like one of the guys. She's just getting treated like another employee.
Dear men, I have a question for you. A sincere and honest question to you all. I have asked this question a couple of times, but for some reason I haven't gotten the closure that I truly need, and that's the reason why I'm bringing it here. The question is, a man that is financially stable is attractive and desirable to women, right? Good. If we agree to that, what then is a woman that is financially stable to men?
Nothing. If that's all she is, financially stable, nothing.
Is she desirable? Is she attractive? The reason why I'm asking this question is because lately I have come across lots of ladies that are doing well financially and they have their good career going for them. But somehow it appears like some men are feeling a bit intimidated around a woman that is financially stable. And
has nothing to do with the idea of being intimidated. Even if men say they're intimidated, they're not. Because what does that mean? You know what intimidates a man? A really, really beautiful woman. That's what intimidates a man, okay? But nobody's intimidated. A lot of these women who are doing well and have these corporate jobs or whatever the case is just have bad personalities. Because the things that make them successful in their corporate environment don't correlate well when it comes to good relationships. So
has a good career going for her. That is the reason why I'm asking this question. You see, a lot of times I get to hear where men say, oh, ladies out there are jobless and they're looking for men. They are broke ladies looking for men that are doing well and financially stable. And then we flip it to the other side. And you see a woman that is financially stable, that has a good career, that has a good head on her shoulder, and you do not want to get married to her. You don't want to have anything to do with her.
The opposite ends of the coin. So one extreme is we see all these broke, dusty women talking about a man has to be provided, sprinkle, broke, okay? Disgusting. Then we have the women over here who make their entire personality their job. Really unagreeable, really aren't good people to be around, really don't have nice personalities. They're two like extreme, they're two opposite ends of the spectrum. Just be in the middle. You don't have to be rich. Nobody cares. You don't have to be rich. You have a job, okay, you have your own money, fantastic. That's literally it. You can take care of yourself, but you have a nice personality and you're nice to be around. That's what men want.
And you are concerned because she is financially stable? Honestly, men, I want to honestly hear from you. What do you think? Is it that a woman that is financially stable is not attractive to a man? Is it that a woman that has a good career going for her is not needed by men? Honestly, we want to hear from you so that women can understand what the heart of a man truly longs for or yearns for. That is the honest question I have brought to you all.
I don't know who this lady is, but she sounds really genuine. I hope she sees this video and I hope I've answered it well for you.
Totally 110%. I think I didn't find my husband yet because all the women expectations is really having the men go into a hole. Because who the hell is y'all to say y'all want a man that makes $500,000 a year? They They hide because of y'all unrealistic ass expectations. Send me somebody that got enough to make sure that I got lights on, water running, I'm smiling and we eating. Y'all asking for the most. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat. I can't even say it right. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat, a yacht, and a crib, and pay for your kids' schooling, your desires, your kids' desires. Like that shit. You see, you hear how unrealistic that shit sound? This how a lot of y'all women sound. Ridiculous. That's why we ain't got nobody yet, because y'all scaring them into a damn hole. Please, separate me from everybody else. Husband, come find me. You ain't gotta make $500K for me. You can make $500. If you can make that shit work all year and I'm eating,
I agree with some of the things that she's saying, but here you have another woman not taking accountability for her predicament. Because the idea that you're single because of other women, that doesn't make any sense. There are so many men out here, and this woman is an attractive woman. You have options. Let's not act like you don't have options. Okay, you're single because of you.
I applied to over 200 tech jobs and got rejected from every single one of them. And then I found...
Okay, you're single because of you.
I just know this topic is probably going to rattle a couple people, but I think we need to really address its time. Is it just me? Or are we, as women, starting to become a little unrealistic and delusional about our dating expectations? Don't get me wrong. It's important to have standards and high ones. And it's important to have non-negotiables and all of that. I feel like we are requiring everything without having to do nothing. Relationships are hard work and we need to put effort into them. It's not a matter of meeting someone and getting the perfect situation. We have to create those perfect situations. Relationships are very difficult. And all I'm saying is the grass is greener where you water it. If you water it.
This woman hit the nail on the head. Okay? Requiring everything whilst doing nothing. And the things that they say they'll do are things that men don't care about because they haven't cared enough to learn about what men like. If these women had their list of requirements and then they had their list of things that they're willing to do, and those things were actually things that men actually gave a damn about, most men will be like, we probably still can't meet a lot of those because that's unrealistic. But at least you have your things that you're doing and they make sense, and I would actually want that. But that isn't the case, okay? A lot of these women have their list of requirements and you ask them, oh, what about you? I'm just here. I'm the table, I look good, so that means, hey, what?
But just a thought I had is you cannot survive in London without a boyfriend because it's so expensive. Like, I cannot save any money when I'm single because constantly my friends are going out, they're constantly inviting me somewhere. I always want to go for brunch, I always going to go for like girly dinner dates. Obviously no one pays for you there. But ever since getting a boyfriend, I actually started feeling so much comfortable financially. Literally, the cost of living crisis does not account for you living alone in London. Like, it's impossible, just forget about it.
As I've got older, I've really, what's the word, man? Like, having a woman look at me or view me in this way, I can never stand for it. The idea that I'm just there to make your life easier, that could never be my dynamic. Maybe if I was alive 70 years ago, okay. But now, you think I'm just here to make your life easier when we have the same opportunities, went to the same school, come from similar backgrounds? Really? You think because I'm a man, right? Bro.
Did you hear the conversation happening right now where women are recognizing the benefits of ugly privilege?
For the most part, men think I'm ugly, and they leave me alone. And to me, that's a privilege. A privilege to be left alone by men.
Like, I'm walking the streets of downtown Boston. I passed a whole bunch of crackhead, whole bunch of people. You're not finna catch me getting kidnapped, because they not trying to kidnap me.
Men think I'm ugly enough not to approach me and not to harass me and not to catcall me, and that's a privilege.
You that boys weren't looking at me at a very young age, just got completely rid of any fear that I had of being seen or perceived, because I was just like, if no one's checking for me, then I might as well just be whoever I want to be and act however I want to act without fear of any real judgment, right? And that is how I got super comfortable at like what my personality was and like how crazy or weird I could be.
As I step into my older woman era, I get to experience the benefits of ugly privilege because men no longer see me as an option to service their needs and fulfill their fantasies. For the first time in my life, I don't feel like a target. I'm no longer bombarded with questions like, can you cook? Do you want children? What are your political beliefs? You know, so they can gauge how I'm going to act when I'm around their colleagues. I guess they feel like I can't be of service to them, so I'm not important, and I get to be at peace. What does ugly privilege mean to you? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T.
This is incel behavior at its finest. I'm sorry to go ahead and say it, but this is incel / the only how this makes sense is if you believe male attention is inherently bad. Like all male attention is bad.
Right.
So not having male attention is a blessing. And if you believe that, you're a femcel. Because that just isn't true. Being ignored, being not seen isn't nice. Look, one thing I will say, and I heard her speaking about catcalling real quick. Catcalling is bad. I'm sorry to go ahead and say it. Catcalling is bad. I went to Amsterdam for the first time last year. You know, walking on the red light district. And for the first time ever in my life, I was catcalled. And let me tell you something. It was one of the most disgusting feelings I've ever felt in my life. It was at that moment I really empathized with women. I said, this is disgusting. This is horrible. Especially when you know they only want one thing from you, and that's your money. It just made me feel like, but that isn't all what male attention is, right? These women are just trying to, men are leaving them alone. They're not paying any mind to them. They're actually upset about it. And they're trying to flip it in a way for men to look bad. Oh, men don't pay me any attention. That's good because male attention is bad. I'm not going to be a victim of anything. It's BS.
Firehouse subs, hook and ladder, Gene will take one.
Hook and ladder, hook.
Well, this was a pretty interesting videos, but ladies, look at your sister counterparts. They took the feminist role in China. And what happens in China, happens in England, happens in America, probably in Canada too. And it's probably helping some other countries that have the same mindset, Western countries that have the same mindset. And this is your future. That it's so bad in China that the parents had to literally bring their daughters. And it's literally, they want, the reason why they want grandchildren. They want their legacy. When in China and other places like that, they care about their legacy. That's what makes them probably different as a culture. China is one of many countries, and if you don't do that, it's kind of like something's wrong with you. But in America, that in England and other places, Canada and probably other places, that's celebrated. Feminists is celebrated. Spain probably too, Argentina too. They probably celebrate down there, but in some parts of the world, it's looked down upon for a woman, and that's it. And that's something that even these Chinese women, who's in the same position that you are in America, and in England, or in Canada, and you're single, and here he has to be up to my standard. He know that man with that money know you ain't gonna submit to him. He knows that. So that's why even probably some Chinese men who got the money go down to Vietnam, Philippines, or one of them other countries, in Thailand, and marry them a woman. Just like the American men do. They do the same thing. Just like European men do. They do the same thing. And just like the one man said in the video, It's global, international, and these women don't understand this. And you see the one Chinese woman who's the man, and that's American women right there. You playing something. Oh, she has to do this. I've been men in the past that have been through that. You go and say, let me get what you. Well, I got shopping. Oh, I got a date. I gotta do something like this, and it's frustrating. Now she's single at 36 years old, and this is what we men here try to tell you. But you've been into the same thing. But this I had to put two and two that you see as a parallel. They're educated. They got their own jobs. They got their own houses. And women in China got so they're not third world. But even with the education and their careers, they still can't have a husband. And guess what China's going to do next? Their population going to drop. Guess what they try to do in America? Their population, as far as structure of family, is going to drop. And it's all because of this feministic mindset that women have acquired. And now they start to see. And it's like it was this generation ago. No, because independence had went to a whole different level. And it's probably the same way in England. It's the same way women in Canada. It's the same way women up in probably different parts of Europe. We don't need no man. We got our own money. Now the men said, and this is what the funny part is. The men with the money, who make the money in their culture, don't even want to get with them. They don't want to get with them because they know how they got the same. American men, they got the same mindset as American women do. This is not just black women, it's white women and other women have the same mindset, the same game, the same entitlement, the same, oh, you have to center around me. Oh, you have to meet this requirement. But yet they still single. Notice they go by character. Notice they go by the character, the spiritual part of a man. They didn't go by that. They went by all the artificial things that cater, so they can cater around them, not do it as a family and as together. American women is the same way. Black women is the same way. White women is the same way. Probably some Hispanic women the same way. In America, Asian American women the same way. Yeah, I'm calling you all out. It's a country to country thing. So ain't nobody to fat, skinny, and everything. Now you got women saying that. Well, I'm good because I got ugly privilege. I'm ugly enough. What? Cause man would say, yeah, I'm glad I'm ugly enough that women don't approach me. That don't say hi to me. Did that make any sense? Oh my goodness! You see, they displaying what they doing, guys. They displaying what they, and this is the frustration. Me and probably thousands of other men out there have. That's why we're frustrated. Why are you single? Now you see why. This what kind of personality I have seen some of these women even, and they don't just go to OnlyFans. They on Facebook, they on Instagram. They take the entitled butt over to other dating website with you see the same woman, and someone just want them. God never think they so pretty. You should just send them money. Why? Because and they start and they so self-centered. They're taking pictures, selfies all the time. Look at my body. Look at my this. Many, like, okay, you pretty. Like most people, we're going like, yeah, you're pretty. Baby, can you send me some money? That's the next thing they're doing. Can you send me $30 to $40, $50 to $100, $200, $300, $400? Why? Because I'm pretty. I'll be your girl. Yeah, that's what they are now. And that's why men are tired, fed up. We're catching the game, women. We're catching the game. And now we like, that's it. Then and it's like the guy said, we try to talk to you. We don't know. You might talk to you on the job, talk to you on this. It can cost us our career. It can cost us some money, court money. You see what you've done? You see what you've done? You've done. Men, and I mentioned this a long time ago. I said, oh, when I start seeing, they jetting out. They jetting out. And then the women going to try to do the same thing and make sister videos. And they think that they can take the same personality, American women, and do that to the men over there. And get to a relationship and start belittling them because what kind of income that they do because they're so highly educated. So the American Western women will go over there. Some of them have the same mindset, knowing that the demographic and the currency over there, the men, as far as their country, the currency, the money don't add up. Maybe the employment, whatever, don't add up. But they get privilege over there. This is a mindset. Because her beauty need to take her all around the world. Now, and then the man just like, go on, I'll deal with my own women. See, and I bet you there's some white women that have come across this. There's some black women from America come across this. Because you know that they do. And it's not till they get to humble ability because they want to show the passport bros and all, oh, I can do it just like you do it. But your true self gonna come out. And when you travel to those countries, them men gonna see the same thing we American men saying. Cause you're well, how much money do you make? Well, how much they then if they decide you make higher, if you and hear this, my foreign man. Now then they think that they're better than you. Then they feel like they in control over you. Then they treat you like the woman in a relationship. That's how Western women do it. That's what they do. Now they want to control you, dominate you. That's what they do. They picked up the same spirit. And ain't no foreign man, whether they live on an island of Jamaica to the island of Puerto Rico or wherever they ain't gonna tolerate that. They matriarch over there. Patriarch, probably. And when Western women say, whoa, I don't understand. They get their wake up call just like that. So ladies, you gonna wake up and smell the coffee. So with your independent self, your education, your beauty, all these superficial, your little mood swings, it don't mean nothing. You have literally caused men to turn away. Congratulations. To me too. You accomplished. Now your companion is gonna be those pets. Congratulations. Just like the women in China. Congratulations. The people have tried. Even other women that try to tell you, stop doing this. Now you don't want to listen. And this is the women that's on the internet, and it's the women that probably not on the internet with this mindset. It's coming to you. Congratulations. Now you have literally, men are not going to talk to you no more. We have turned into like a Muslim country where women are going to be over here, men going to be over here. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, that's the current moment. All right then, be blessed. I see you on the next video. And ladies, wake up. Humble yourself in the mighty name of Jesus. Take care.